Krishna. Hare Krishna. The Navat pranams to all the assembled devotees. On behalf of my leader, I would thank all the Japa leads and the people who have joined in the morning session. So, welcome to all auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam session. So, today we are discussing the verse, canto number 1, chapter 18, 46, shloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhatreshu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So for your reference, the shloka is displayed on the screen. So request to have a look into it. So let us recite the shloka. Canto 1, chapter 18, shloka 46. Dharmapalo narapatihi satu samrat bruhachavaha sakshanha bhagavato rajarshe hayamedhayat kshutra shamayato dhino naivasmachapa marhati. So let us read translation and purport by our Srila Prabhupada, Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotara Shata Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I'll read it in Kannada, but I'll explain in English. Anuvada. Parishita Chakravartiyu Punyavantanada Rajanagiddane. Savikhyatanada Artha Devottama Paramapurushana Prathama Panktiya Bhaktanagiddane. ಅವನು ರಾಜರಲ್ಲಿ ಋಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದು ಅನೇಕ ಅಶ್ವಮೇಧ ಯಾಗಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅಂತಹ ರಾಜನು ಹಸಿವು ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆಗಳಿಂದ ಬಳಲಿ ದಣಿದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಪ ಅರ್ಹನಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. So with the time constraint, I'm not read the purport. So you can refer the purport there and then if you require. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnanarjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vishnupada Krishna Prishcha Bhutale Shrimati Jagata Swami Namo Namo Charipata Nitrika Pavadani Gauravata Vishnupada Krishna Prishcha Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namo Namaste Saraswati Deva Pudavani Kachani Vishnupada Ashmati Krishna. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to all for today's all auspicious Bhagavatam class. As we know, I am totally insignificant. Only by the mercy of all the senior Vaishnavas and our Shiksha Gurus and mentor, I can able to just hear the lectures and read Srimad Bhagavat, Prabhupada books, and I can accumulate, I can collect some information which inspire me and which helps me to advance in spiritual platform. So I'm just sharing with you for all your spiritual benefit. So there is no other intention behind it. So kindly forgive me if I commit any kind of mistake. So in this shloka, we can understand few things. That is the character of or the behavior, or we can say the reaction of three people. One is the Parikshit Maharaj, and the other one is the great Rishi, Shamika Rishi, and the Shringi, the Brahmana boy. So as we know, Parikshit Maharaj is such an exalted devotee. So Shringi, he is also not an ordinary person. He is also a Brahman boy. But here what we can see is, we can see the childish mentality of the Brahmin boy called Shringi. He cursed Parikshit Maharaj. So apparently he gained in the again in the purport, when we see Prabhupada purport, Prabhupada gives very elaborated that how those days Parikshit Maharaj was Dharmapala. Even in the shloka, we can see there is a 4 characteristics of Parikshit Maharaj, such an exalted devotee. He is a Dharmapalo. See, he is saying Dharmapalo Narapatihi, and he is a Samrat. So then he is a Rajarishi. Yes, and he is a Maha Bhagavatam. So these are the major characteristics of the person which we are going to discuss today. So he is none other than Parikshit Maharaj. So he's a Dharmapala. Why we call Parikshit Maharaj as a Dharmapala? Because in his kingdom, not only Parikshit Maharaj, each and every person is following the Dharma, the 4 pillars of Dharma, strictly followed by him and his whole kingdom, in his kingdom. So no one was violating the regulative principles in the rule of Parikshit Maharaj. Not only that, Parikshit Maharaj was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. That's why he called as Mahabhagavatam. So, and he is not only a Bhagavatam, not only a Dharmapala, he is also a saint among the king, Rajarishi. He has a saintly qualities within him. And in previous verses from senior Vaishnavas in our circle, we have discussed how great he is with the saintly qualities. And such a king, for a small mistake, a very small, very minute mistake, that being misunderstood by the Brahmin boy, and he gave a very great, very bigger curse. So wherein he gives an explanation in the purport. I mean, Prabhupada says that how Shringi curse, right? So if it is a broad-minded, if suppose Shringi is a broad-minded, because when small mistake is caused by Parikshit Maharaj, and what is the situation? He was not having a comfortable time. He's a king, and top of that, he was so thirsty. In the purport, it says he was so thirsty and he was tired. So because of that, even in that platform, anybody could have reacted like that, right? Because he was very fatigued and tired. And in that situation, whatever he does not deserve this kind of punishment. And he took, very bad decision, very immaturely and very narrow-mindedly. And what we can say is, because of that, Prabhupada writes here is, he took responsibility for all the deterioration of a good order of the world, because Parikshit Maharaj is not an ordinary king. He is a tapasvi. He has dedicated his life for the well-being of the people, to spread Krishna consciousness. And because of his silly mistake, he's he's arming the entire Brahmana community. He ruined because of one small action which is which is taken by Shringi. So let us try to focus on what Srimad Bhagavatam try to teach us in this scenario. So how Srimad Bhagavatam, in the prospects of Bhagavatam, presents an example like to give faith to Parikshit Maharaj. We are reading Bhagavatam only because of the mercy of a great Vaishnava, Parikshit Maharaj. So if the Parikshit Maharaj is not responded in a devotional way, because here we can see Parikshit Maharaj responded to that curse in very positive way. More than positive, he was so spiritual. We can say it's a spiritual respond, right? So he's not cursing back. So that small mistake, he got very big punishment, right? So in Bhagavatam, help us to understand in broader way. How? In Bhagavatam, we can see a lot of examples. So that is presented by Shukadev Goswami. So giving the faith to Parikshit Maharaj, because after taking a curse, he is not sitting and lamenting. He is approached a guru, bona fide guru, and he is seeking advice from them, solution for that. So, and he's developing faith. So what is that? He is giving the faith, I mean, the Bhagavatam is giving the faith to Parikshit Maharaj that this unfair act may happen with someone. It's not only with the Parikshit. Bhagavatam says, Shukadev Goswami says, it's not only you. There are many people. But for ultimate fair in life had been happened to them after getting a bigger curse with a smaller mistake. So we will go through a different incidents, how Shukadev Goswami here present in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and there are series of events will going to happen now in our life also, like how it has happened with Parikshit Maharaj. For just one small apparent mistake taken in a haste with result in the tragic and a flourishing career of Parikshit Maharaj. So both commit mistake here. That is what we can understand. One side is a Parikshit Maharaj, it's a small mistake. And by cursing the exalted devotee, even the Shungi also committed a great mistake. So in chapter 3 and 4, Bhagavatam Canto 9, it is described how the Durvasa Muni becomes so angry and furious that he created a demon to kill Amrish Maharaj. And also there is another story of Chitraketu Maharaj. It just happened to a laugh on the scenes where Parvati Mata sitting on the lap of Shiva. So where he was cursed to become a demon, and we know what and all happened at the end, right? And in the 11th canto, the mistake committed by the Yadus. So what happened to the Yadus? Apparently a very small mistake, but the punishment was distraction of the entire Yadu dynasty. And another example here is the Indradumya Maharaj. See, he just neglected Agastya Rishi, and punishment was an elephant, right? So definitely the mistake was definitely not as big as punishment they received. But the Lord want to show some principle through it. That may, through, these incidents, we can understand that this is all for a good cause. And when Lord wanted to give us an example, he chose always an extreme personality like Parikshit Maharaj for all of us to show the standard of the devotee. If Parikshit Maharaj is not cursed so big, we may not come to know the purity of the Parikshit Maharaj and other devotees, whatever I have mentioned here, right? And that is also because the hearing of Parikshit Maharaj, and because of that, we are today reading Bhagavatam. So all this happened with a good cause. So Parikshit Maharaj was thinking that, oh, why it is for me? Why I have been cursed like this? If he's presented with all this other exalted devotee situation, he understood that this is all because of the God's will, and I have to take it forward for the benefit of the people, especially in the Kali Yuga. And we know that the benefit of the Srimad Bhagavatam is not only for the Kali Yuga, till the end of the Kali Yuga, people are depending on Srimad Bhagavatam. Why Srimad Bhagavatam is so important, and everybody knows, how much important Srimad Bhagavatam is. So it says that wherever the scripture Bhagavatam present, all these sacred place present, including the river, sacred lake, all rishis will present there in the place where Bhagavatam is present. In our home, if we keep Bhagavatam and if we worship Bhagavatam, all sacred sacrifices performed with ample charity are present there. And it's very auspicious to read and hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. So initially we will discuss some of the shlokas and how, Bhagavatam is important. And also if it is said that, if we read Bhagavatam, there are, I think, 130 principal demigods present when we read Bhagavatam and when we worship Bhagavatam. So such an auspicious um, thing, the Bhagavatam. So this Bhagavatam is created, it is manifested in the form of literary form because of Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj is a one incident, it's one reason, not because of Parikshit Maharaj did a mistake and he's charged for such a big sin. He's just a reason so that God, Lord Krishna, want to manifest in the form of Bhagavatam, and he has to guide us how to overcome this Kali Yuga. And what we can see is that one of the example even I heard, Nelson Mandela's story, even in a practical scenario, let us understand. So Nelson Mandela was prisoned for 15 years because he was raise a voice on the social reform in the Africa, isn't it? But once he come back, he has taken it very positively and he tried to do better for the people. He did not craving, I mean, he's not cribbing that why did I have been into the prison for so many years and lot of insult I have it. Because one of the interview he himself said, if I stays in the same mood and lamenting what has been happened to me, then I would be prisoned with my own thoughts. So here our thoughts are own prison for us. Whatever is been happened, we have to take it in positive way and we have to move forward to connect or reunion with the Lord. So that is what Parikshit Maharaj did it here. So he tried to take it in a positive way under the guidance. That's also very important, dear devotees. We have to take it in under the guidance and we have to try to reconnect and reunion with the Lord. So here, Srimad Bhagavatam is just not point out the mistake, but he goes one step forward and he says that life is unfair, lot of injustice is given. But yes, life is unfair. From unfair, the ultimate fair is going to come. So it shows us that how we have to understand it with a broader perspective. So our next focus is, let us understand how broader perspective of our mistake or problem is very important. Then actually it brings all auspicious and fairness to the life. So as I give an example of Nelson Mandela in a practical scenario, and many more examples we can see in our life, in our surrounding, especially when we see our Guru Maharaj. As our Guru Maharaj, I mean, he is exalted devotee, is a, Siddha Purusha. But in general sense, if we see, lot of unfair with his body. But whatever is happening, he's converting into reconnect with the Lord, right? So if we change our consciousness to look at the scene, and therefore now we need to see it in a broader way. So there is three personalities, as I mentioned. So what is a personality? One personality is immature or insensitive. Then there is another personality is impulsive. Then other personality is eliminative. So here, which are the three personalities? One is Shringi. One next, the Shringi mentality is so immature. And Shamika Rishi is very broad-minded. And the third personality is Parikshit Maharaj mentality. So whose mentality we have to take in our life when we are under the problems or under the clutch of Maya? So here, like as I said, when we are imprisoned with our own thoughts, then there is that's the end of our life, we can say. Even the small mistake could be a spark. It creates a spark in our life when we take it in a positive way. The small action, sometimes, our own small action, our own small behavior, our own small offenses, if it is identified by the devotees or any normal person in our life, it depends on, how they magnify it and see. Even it happens in our non-devotees relationship and with the devotees relationship. Even I am the one who experienced the small mistake would be magnified, and they'll be talking about the small mistake irrespective of a lot of good things we have done. It's okay, that and all has happened, but after hearing that mistakes and complaint from the other people, how we take forward and we continue our devotional service matters a lot. Even that is my understanding. So here, there is a one good says what I heard by hearing when I was preparing for the class. So always it is said that don't try to find good people or bad people in the society, because in Bhagavad Gita also we see that good people and bad people, it's all about the circumstances, isn't it? So instead, finding a good people and bad people, we try to find good in the people and avoid bad in them, because you will never find a person with all good qualities, with all bad qualities, isn't it? Some people have more good qualities, some people have more bad qualities and less good qualities. So mistake is truly a mistake here when we say a mistake is mistake. When we say that the person is detaching from Krishna or detaching from the spiritual path. But if after knowing their mistake, if they try to, connect and reunion with our parampara and with our spiritual sadhana, then that mistake could be ignored. I heard in one of the conversation between Radhanath Swami Maharaj and his disciple, Gauranga Prabhu and Govinda Prabhu. So once Radhanath Swami Maharaj asked Gauranga Prabhu, what was the topic today you have discussed? Then the topic was mountain of misunderstanding. So the topic of the discussion was mountain of misunderstanding and overcoming the mountain of misunderstanding. So such an very good topic, isn't it? So then Radhanath Swami Maharaj said that many more misunderstanding will keep and coming in our life. So we keep, because it is like a sensodal. Sometimes good thing will happen, sometimes again bad thing will happen. So we should not see it in in our life, we should not see it in a mountain. We have to take it and move forward it. So if you keep on, in the maths we say exponential form. Like if one mistake happen, we will come to the impression that they have done two, like 2 square, 2 cube. So they have done small mistake, but we try to add their past and we try to recall, oh, that day, yes, I have seen they were doing like this, they were doing that. We are trying to keep an exponential rising picture. That should not happen. So we need to tolerate and we need to forgive and we need to move forward. So here in the mistake platform, we are discussing about the mistake platform. So mistake will happen, but that mistake need to be corrected when we start regretting. There's another example of Indra. So when Indra commit mistake, Indra also commit mistake, right? How Parikshit has done the mistake. So he regretted immediately. But Parikshit Maharaj is so brilliant, so intelligent. He tried to realize, repent, and he tried to reunion with Krishna. See here, Parikshit, Shringi, the person who offended Parikshit Maharaj, he tried to see it in very broader way. He tried to magnify it. Small mistake, he want to see it in very big way. When we see it in a magnified glass, what happens? Everything look bigger, isn't it? So then we won't forgive them. We will try to find out more and more mistake in them, right? So we always think that how we will react. So always we have to identify the person, not with the mistake, with the response what they have given. So here we can see the response of the Parikshit Maharaj. He's so devotional. And what makes difference from Parikshit Maharaj with Shringi? So that is the devotional response as I speak. So how our response to our offenders or the people who try to find out a mistake from us, it should be spiritual. So when we find people are trying to find out a fault in us, we try to improve our sadhana. We try to connect more and more with our parampara. We have to use our weapon as a shastric references. So that help us to stay calm and tolerate. So Shringi is so judgmental. He's branding Parikshit Maharaj is an offender with an big curse. And other way, when we see, his father. So his father, a great Rishi, Shamika Rishi, he has a broader perspectives with his mistake, isn't it? He saw not one day what he did. He saw the determination, the devotional services, the patience, what he has contributed to the society and the kingdom. So he did not judge a Parikshit by one action, how the Shringi did it. So we need to try to see in that way. For example, Lord Krishna, he set an example. When Putana has come to kill him, what he did? Lord has closed his eyes and he's liberated that, Putana. Because he thought that, see, she came to kill me, but her intention is so good. Her intention is to feed me. Krishna has taken so positive way. Putana has come to feed me. So I will take that positive quality and I liberate her. He liberated her. And look at the example of our dear, our exalted personality and the great form of manifestation and incarnation of Lord in a form of Jagannath. So, we can see God in two ways. One is Nimish and Aminish. In the form of Putana, he was Aminisha. In the form of Jagannath, he was Nimish. He always opened the eyes to see good in the people, right? So he never closed his eyes, right? So when we see good in people, we have to open our eyes. And also, it says that when we commit our own mistake, we have to see it in our mind. When other people commit their mistake and we want to see, is it a mistake? Then we have to see from our heart. So here, Lord Krishna and in the form of baby boy and Jagannath, here, why we can see a good in the people? Because they see the mistake through our heart. So we have to see from our heart. So our mistake, we have to see, to find and identify our own mistake. We have to see our brain. We have to use our mind. But when we see the mistake of others, we have to use our heart, so that we will not find more fault in them. We will not find more mistake in them. And those mistakes can be overseen. So that's a good thing. So even Dhruva Maharaj example. So what we can hear, there are two person influence Dhruva Maharaj. One is his mother and stepmother, Suniti and Suruchi, right? So one mother tried to bring good from Dhruva, and the other mother tried to bring bad from Dhruva, isn't it? So this word people are seeing in external way. If they consider what is their sadhana, if you're pointing out a mistake in a devotee, they can see what is the sadhana of the devotee, since how long they are serving the devotee, devotional platform. Even when non-devotee platform also, you have to see the intention, why it happened. See, now Parikshit Maharaj intention is because he is a Raja Rishi, he is a Tapasvi, that one day of fasting or thirsty cannot hamper, but still it is happening because that's the plan of the Lord. That is how we need to understand. So there's one, I just give a reference of Bhagavad Gita, and I try to wind up. In chapter 9, shloka 30, api chedus duracharo bhajate mam nanyabhak sadurevasa manthavyam samyak vyavasito hi saha. The anuvada like this, in Kannada I'll read. ಯಾವನಾದರೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹೀನ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಆತನು ಭಕ್ತಿ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಆತನನ್ನ ಸಾಧು ಎಂದೇ ಭಾವಿಸಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿವೋಟೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ prohibited, because they are into the ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆತನು ತನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಧಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಸಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಡಿವೋಟೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಫೆಂಡ್, right? So here Parikshit Maharaj is a great devotee, he's a great Vaishnava, he's a sadhu, he's a Rajarishi. So that is what the mistake Shringi has committed. And in Prabhupada purport, Prabhupada gives a reference of 18th chapter, 43 shloka. Shauryam tejo dhritit daksha yatte chapa palayanam dhanamishvara bhavascha kshatra karma svabhavacham. So it says that shaurya, tejassu, ದೃಢ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ, ದಕ್ಷತೆ, ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಧೈರ್ಯ, ಔದಾರ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ಇವು ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲು ಸಹಜ ಗುಣಗಳು. So Parikshit Maharaj is a great kshatriya, he's a topmost king, right? Not only that, he's a topmost devotee. So finding fault in a topmost devotee is a great offense. Krishna will never forgive those devotees. So this is what my understanding, I know with a limited, my understanding and a time, I try to share whatever is touch my heart. So I have spoken with wholeheartedly just for my purification. Thank you so much. For any mistake if I committed, kindly forgive me, kindly tolerate all my impatience and mistakes. And I would thank all the devotees present here, and especially our circle leader Madhyapati Madhusudan Prabhuji and Varadarajan Prabhu for their constant patience and tolerance for all my mistakes. So thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita ki jai. All glories to all the Vaishnavas present here. Hare Krishna.